friends, welcome back. Teri here. It is Thursday afternoon and it has been a busy doctor's day. All the things that had to be done once a year, it seems like. So got all that done. Eye doctor appointments, mammogram, bone density, everything's all done. Didn't eat out. Came home, just had some lunch, but I'm tired from all that stuff. So I thought I would come in here and come on for a hot minute, and then I might start sewing on my jelly roll rug. So because I really didn't have time to do too much of anything today. That's what happens when you make both appointments about a year ago. But anywho, so how are you guys? How's your day going? How's your Thursday going? I could get a slight headache today. Woke up and just a drippy, runny nose on and off. It is high 40s. Going to get by Sunday near 60, and just crazy. So but I really don't know what to talk to you about because I didn't walk today, and well, I mean, I walk at appointments and stuff, but not on the treadmill. I did knit on the one pair of socks a little bit because the one appointment, everything was close by, and the one appointment we were home by 11:45, and then we had to leave by 12:45 for my my two appointments, and then Jerry went and picked up Aaron's stuff that we needed, and then we came home. And he was snoozing on the couch, but I think when I come out he kind of woke up a little bit. But so I'm just kind of sitting here going, well, do I want to sew? What do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do. So, but I do know that I grabbed a big thing of my pink crystallite pink lemonade. Because I only had 1 cup of coffee today and had my breakfast. So, but it is beautiful out, really. It's in the 40s, and this morning it was like 37 when we went to our first appointment. And our eye doctor, he's retiring next June. Used to work for him when I was in the eye industry, eye doctors, all the many jobs that I've had. I worked in the hospital setting in the emergency room for like 15 years, and then worked for an eye doctor, well, 2 different eye doctors for like 8 years, and then the job before the camp, I worked for an OBGYN, and then worked at the camp. So my whole career has been in the medical field except for the Christian camp. And that was started out as an office manager, and when the director left, then I became the temporary director with Jerry as the head maintenance guy, and he was still working at his shop job, and then at night he did the maintenance, and we did that for 8 years. So it's been a good time to relax. But anyways, so our eye doctor's retiring, and he's always, every time that I went in with my mom or whoever, he's always said, you know, that he would hire me back in a heartbeat. Our daughter used to babysit for them, and I'm so happy for them. I really am happy for them. So, but everything was good on the eyes, no script changes, no macular, everything looks good. Cataracts maybe 10 years down the road, so for both of us, so that is a good thing. We have not had to have our prescriptions changed since 2022, so something is going good for us in that aspect. But yeah, I was just looking up patterns. My daughter's husband, he wants, I don't know if you've seen them, the crocheted cardigans that are like the boho look, or it's a giant granny square. He found one that he really liked, but the guy who made it just went off and did his own thing, and there was no pattern, and I can't find anything like that one. But I am seeing the one that is where you do, you know, crochet it into like a 6-sided thing, and when you fold it, you know, then it makes the shape and you have to whip stitch it. There is one gal that I just saw, and it's a woman's, but I think a guy could get away with it. And it is a paid for pattern, and so we'll see. A lot of these other ones are free, but you know, they all have the big baggy sleeves, and the one that he liked was more form-fitting sleeves. And so yeah, I don't know. I guess I should try making one. I need to go buy some yarn, color changing yarn, and make one for our daughter. See how it goes. No, I should make one for myself and see how it goes. It doesn't look that difficult, but the other thing was he likes the men's crocheted shorts, and I told my daughter knows how to crochet, and I said you can crochet those for him, because you need to know the size of his thigh circumference, which is no big deal, but then they want you need to know the crotch measurement, you know, where it should stop for the shorts. And I'm like, nope. Nope. This ain't happening. So but I might do that. I just might find some, because that one had a hood on it, and this one pattern I just found, and I need to watch it to see. She does it without the hood, but I could buy the pattern that would show you how to do it for the hood, and it would give probably more detail and more information, you know, for size and everything. So yeah, because, you know, we're still making stuff for Christmas. Jerry said to me this morning that the one family gift he made for our son and his wife, he says, I'm tempted, because we didn't know what to do for the guys, because the girls have got a lot of handmade stuff from both of us. And so the family thing he made for our son and his wife, he says, I'm tempted to give him that gift and then make them a sign for, they have a farm, and they call their farm a certain thing, and then just have that on there, and that will be the family gift. And then I suggested that he do a couple extra boards, because she's got a Cricut that she can do stuff on, so they can hook it on there for whatever if they want. So so then I got to thinking, okay, but I really need to get something for our daughter's husband. And so then, you know, because we can buy him stuff, but everybody's getting a home, you know, a handmade something. So I'm going to really look into that to try to get that, because that really shouldn't take that long. It's just granny squares, well, one giant granny square. So yeah, watch that tutorial, and we get paid next Wednesday, and maybe we'll go yarn shopping for that. But other than that, I am continuing going to try to get those socks done, and been crocheting on the mosaic blanket. I got the first complete chart all done, 1 through 5. Now I just started chart 2 over again. I'm supposed to do chart 2, 3, and 4 one more time, and then the last repeat will be charts 2, no, is it 2, 3, 4? No, it's 2, 3, 4, 5 one more time, and then 2, 3, 4, and then I end on, I think there's a certain row, I think it was 39, and then basically the blanket's done. That's what these continuous ones are great, because you don't have to do any envelope encasing on the outsides. And so so I've been working on that a little bit, trying to spread my time between everything. And but yeah, he has another idea. We're going to do something for our eye doctor, who really is a good friend, and as a retirement gift. And Jerry's going to make him something, and because we showed him what Jerry's been making, and he showed what he made our daughter and daughter-in-law. And he goes, oh, he says, that's really nice. He said, that would be nice to have. He said, because he does all the cooking, and his wife has taken over doing the business management of stuff, so that they both know if something happened to one or the other, they both could survive. Instead of, like he said, he lost his mom, and when he lost his mom, his dad didn't even know how to run a microwave, didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to do anything, because his mom did everything. And that's one thing that we try to instill in our kids growing up. You know, they didn't matter if you were boy or girl, you learned how to do dishes, you learned how to do the there was no dishwasher back then. Well, I take that back. There was a dishwasher. That was the kind that you rolled out, and it had the hose, and you screwed it to the the faucet and turned it on. And you know, just like the outside stuff. Our daughter learned how to oil change a car just like her son did, and mow and all that stuff, just because of that reason. And they all learned how to do checkbooks and had their own accounts, where I really didn't have any of that until I think I was 60 years old when I got my first account of my own. It was always a joint account, and you know, we just never thought about, because that was how we were raised. You know, everything went into one joint account, and if somebody wanted something, then it just came out of that account. And where now it is the joint account for bills, and I have an account for my spending, he has an account for his spending. So, and you know, that's just how it seemed that it was. You know, it seemed like, I remember growing up as a youngster, that the girls never did anything outside and the boys never did anything inside. And so we never mowed outside, did squat outside. Us girls, we always did the inside stuff, and the boys always did the outside stuff and never did the inside stuff. And but my mom made the boys learn how to do their own laundry, because they were going to go into the service, and she wanted them to know how to do something inside. So but yeah, does anybody remember those dishwashers on the rolling wheels that hooked up to your faucet in your sink? We thought that we were hot stuff when we had something like that. And I don't even, it came with the house that we got. You know, it tucked under the counter, and then it rolled out, and you had to roll it out a ways so it could go in front of the sink, and then you pulled that hose, and it's just like an outdoor hose, and just screwed it up to the faucet. And so I'm sure there was a special attachment on it that hooked to it, but so yeah, so what y'all doing today? Comment below and tell me what y'all doing today. Miss Jean, I am still praying for you, and I'm so glad that you are healing, and like you said, it'll take anywhere from 6 months to a year. But I agree with you. There's too many things with those grandbabies and our kids and life in general. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's why you're doing what you're doing. And, you know, sometimes, I think sometimes for me, because with every job that I worked at was so stressful. So stressful. It was just all or nothing. And the last job I had, and was not a good let go, because they let go of my sister worked there and myself, let go of us because the biller had basically said that all the troubles were coming from us. We weren't doing our jobs. And later we found we were set up. And so it made us both feel like, you know, not stepping outside in the world. And that took a toll on me. I just felt like, you know, I had one other time that happened in a hospital setting. I mean, I got set up big time to where somebody I worked with took some records and tore them in two because they were upset at another co-worker, and then blamed it on me, put it in my area, my trash area, and I come back into work the next day. I'm being called up to the top dog of the hospital, and they're saying everything, and I'm just like blank look on the face, not knowing what is happening, except for I'm going to lose my job, you know, if I cannot prove that I didn't do this. And the one gal was a really good friend, and she finally admitted that she told whoever, but my boss at the time just did not believe her and really had it for me. And so that's when I finally found another job at the eye doctor's office, because I couldn't live under that. They put a thing on my record, so all it would take is one bad move of my boss and I was out the door, and I just couldn't do it. But mentally that did damage to me, and it just slowly crept in more and more, so to where I wouldn't leave the house. And I just didn't, because the world was too mean at that time. And so it's taken all these years to get back, and now this weight loss journey of losing some weight and exercising and remembering how good I can feel again, and that I can go like today in places, you know, and get things done, and life goes on, you know. And there's still good people in the world, like our friend who's going to be retiring, you know. And the 2 appointments, those ladies were just as joyful and talkative, and just made, you know, an uncomfortable situation more comfortable, you know, so that you come home and yes, you're always worried until you get the results. But, you know, it's just that reminder, there's still good people out there. So, but for me, not having anything to say, and it's been almost 20 minutes. But anyways, I think I'm going to let you go so I can maybe sew a little bit. and then I'll go edit this vlog. There's not much editing. It's just putting things together and music and pop it up. And the hardest part for me is coming up with titles that will catch people's eyes. So no special plans for tonight, and been doing good on my Weight Watcher this week for eating and everything. The nighttime eating's been, the snacking has been good. Jerry bought some hard candies like the Werthers, and so those nights when we both really want something, we will grab a hard candy just to curb that, you know, even in the day hours. So, but other than that, I think I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to say thanks for stopping by again, and I hope that your day is good, and I hope I can see you on Friday, and if not, whenever the next time we meet up again. So until then, we got this, and see you soon, my friend, and it's always a pleasure chatting with you. See you on Friday.